Let's now see how we can turn our web page using WordPress into an online store. There are a couple of plugins to be installed, and the first one is called WooCommerce, and it's been used quite a lot, and basically it's quite an easy way to start your online store. So after you have actually downloaded and installed this plugin, and you do it the same way as we have done before, you'll come to this page here. So from here you can actually go into settings, you can view some documents, and you can actually read about WooCommerce 2.3. Alright, let's go ahead and jump into the settings. And also you will see straight away on the left hand side you have WooCommerce and you have products. Okay, so now we are in actual settings, and you can see there's the general, products, text, checkout, shipping, accounts, email, and webhooks. Alright, in the general, alright, I'll click on this and allow to make WooCommerce a bit better. Alright, base location, this is where you're located, and you will choose your country. Selling locations, where you would like to sell, so all countries. And then you have the default customer address. You can actually have no address, shipping based address, or geolocate address, so I'll leave it as it is. Store notice, enable site-wide store notice text, you can enable that. Then we come to the currency options. As the default is set to be in pounds, I'll actually change it to dollars, US dollars, there it is. Currency position on the left hand side, so where the sign is going to appear, so at the left, thousand separated, decimal separated, number of decimals. Alright, I'll hit on save changes, and that actually saves all the general settings. Alright, so let's go into the products now, and here you have a couple of options. Basically, what you want kilograms to be your weight unit, the dimensions you can go into centimeters, meters, millimeters, and whatnot. And then there's some settings for the reviews, so this is regarding the product's rating. Enable rating on reviews. Ratings are required to leave a review, so when somebody actually puts a rating on your particular item that you are selling, they're actually required to leave some sort of a review as well. Second last option here is show verified owner label for customer reviews, and only allow reviews from the verified owners. I'll actually hit on that and hit on save changes. The next step here is text, but before we actually go into text, we'll have a look at the options available here as well. So we'll have a look at the display. So we are under products, and we are now into the display. Shop page, you can choose which page you would like, and as soon as you actually installed WooCommerce, it's going to create a couple of pages. So the first page is going to be shop, sample page, shop, which is the chosen one, your cart, checkout, and my account. Okay, so I'll leave it as shop page shop. Show page display, you can actually go show products, show categories and subcategories, and show both. The default category display is show products. Default product sorting is how you would like your products to be sorted, so I'll leave it as the default. Add to cart behavior, so what happens when you actually add an item to your cart, so something that you like to buy, and actually you can go and redirect to the cart page after successful addition, and enable Ajax add cart buttons on archives. Alright, then we come to the product images, and there's some settings here that you can actually go ahead and change regarding your product images. Alright, I'll hit on save changes. Third option there is the inventory, so if you click on that one, it will give you all the options regarding the inventory. So basically how many of whatever you're selling you have in your stock, and when it's actually going to say, right, I'm pretty much running out of the stock, so there's this option here, low stock threshold. So when it comes to 2 items of whatever you're selling, it's going to say, right, I have only 2 items left, and out of stock is going to say 0. Of course, you can put this to, for example, 5, and you can put this to 10, and in that case you make sure that you always have whatever you're selling on stock. The option here is out of stock visibility, so basically if you enable this, it will actually hide out the stock items from the catalog, so I do not want to do that. And there's the stock display format, and you can actually choose whichever suits you the best. Alright, the next one there is downloadable products, and basically this is if you're selling some sort of a software. So basically once the purchase has been made, the user or the buyer can actually go and download whatever it is that you are trying to sell online. So for example, some sort of a video game or a video tutorial, something like that. Okay, file download method. So there's a couple of methods here that you can actually use. Restricted only is a good option as well, and forced downloads. Access registration, downloads require login. I would put that as enabled. Grant access to download products after payment. Save changes. Okay, so we have actually set up all the products settings. Let's move into tax, and basically tax depends from country to country, and basically you have to set up this for your own country. There's a lot of options here. So the first option here is actually enabling the tax calculation, and then if you go through all these additional options here, it will actually ask you how to calculate the tax, whether you want the roundings and additional stuff here as well, and display prices in shop excluding tax or including tax and whatnot. And once again, this is totally country dependent. Right at the top you have the standard rates, reduced rates, and zero rate rates. Alright, so those are the options for your rates when it comes to taxing. Okay, you can actually, depending which country you are trying to sell to, and actually you can enter there, it's called Alpha 2 country codes, and if you open this link here, it will actually show you all the different countries, and this is the Alpha 2 code. So you would use all of these codes, and basically you would insert a row here, and this will actually be a standard class tax rates. The same would happen with the reduced rates. So basically if you have a country that you would like to send to, and that country has some sort of a reduced rate, you will look for the actual Alpha 2 code here. You would come in here and insert that row, zero rate. Once again, you will do exactly the same. So basically this is to set up all the tax rules when you're selling, if you're selling internationally of course, and then you have many different customers from many different countries, and this is something that you will have to know. So there's some legal aspects involved here as well. Okay, moving along, we'll come to the checkout. Under checkout we'll find checkout options. So this is the general checkout options. Then there is the BACS, there is the check, cash on delivery, and PayPal. Basically this is all the options available that you can use, and you can actually allow your customers to pay using those options. Now there's the checkout process coupons, and I'm going to disable this because I'm going to actually use something different for the coupons. There's the checkout, alright, enable guest checkout, no. Force secure checkout, yes. Force HTTP when leaving the checkout, yes. Checkout pages, so basically this is where everything is going to happen. When it comes to the cart page, we'll move to page that's called cart. When it's actually the checkout page, we'll move to the checkout page. Now you can hover over this little icons here, and you can get some more information. So basically when a user clicks on cart page, it's going to take him to this page, and you can actually create a different page, and that would work as well. Terms and conditions, this is something that you can actually set. So basically you can create a page called terms and conditions, and by coming here and selecting that page, you would actually select terms and conditions to be displayed. Checkout endpoints, so this is the pages where the specific actions will actually take place during the checkout process, and basically once again you can hover over this image and you will actually see what those mean. Alright, I will strongly suggest you leave everything here as it is unless you're 100% sure what you're doing, and this is set by default and it should be alright. When it comes to the payment gateways, so like I said, right at the top there are a couple of options, and those options are given here. Now the good thing here is that you can, for example, PayPal move to the first position, as this would be your preferred way of payment. If you look to the status, you'll see that some of those are enabled, well 3 of those are enabled, and the last one, cash on delivery, is disabled. Okay, moving all the way to the right, you'll come to the settings, and if you hit on settings, this will actually open settings for your PayPal account. Here you can enable or disable the PayPal standard gateway. You can give it the title, description. This is your PayPal email, and all of the rest will actually be the options that you can set for your customers when they're actually using PayPal as their way of payment. Alright, so you can also go into the check, and here you can actually enable or disable the check payments and write some descriptions and instructions how to actually pay using checks and cash on delivery. This is currently disabled, and what I'll do, I'll just enable it. I'll hit on save, and when I go to checkout options now, and if I move all the way to the bottom, I can see that cash on delivery has been enabled as well. And like I had before, I'll move my PayPal right at the top, and I'll hit on save changes. Alright, so that's with the checkout, so the way your customers will actually pay for the items they buy from your site. Moving into shipping, you'll find all the information about the shipping. So here you can set the flat rate shipping, free shipping, international delivery, local delivery, and local pickup. Here are some general settings, and if you move all the way to the bottom, you'll actually find the default setting, which is set by default to automatic. And basically you can choose, for example, international delivery if you know that your customers are going to be from different countries than yours, and free shipping. Okay, so status, the only enabled one is free shipping, and you will go about setting these options here exactly the same as you did with checkout options. So all the way to the right you'll find settings, and for example for flat rate you would hit on settings, and this will now open the flat rate options. Here you would enable it if you wanted to. You'll give it some title and some availability, and the tax, whether it's taxable or non-taxable. Cost per order, you would put some information here, and then add everything as you wish for that particular country. Okay, so we have shipping orders. Let's go back to the shipping orders. So those are the general shipping orders. Shipping calculations, so basically this is when for example a person buys a t-shirt from your store, for example for $10, and they would actually get the shipping information and the shipping cost for their particular country as well. So the total price would maybe be, you know, $10 for the t-shirt and $5 for the actual delivery. So this is enabling that calculations. Enable the shipping calculator on the cart page, yes. Hide shipping cost until an address is entered. I would actually enable that as well. Now there's the shipping display method, whether or not you want the radio buttons to be displayed, or maybe you want the drop down menu. This is totally up to you. Shipping destination to the billing address. So basically whoever pays for this is who is going to receive the package, the item, or you can actually choose the other two options there as well. Now there's some restrictions, so if you do not want to ship to all countries, you would actually come down here and maybe go ship to all countries, or actually specify countries that you would ship only to. Okay, and you can actually find locations you sell to. Alright, so that's about shipping. Then we can go into accounts. In the accounts tab you'll actually find first of all my account page. So once again, if you choose to have a different page that's going to hold the accounts information, you can create a page like we done before, and that page will be displayed here, and you would actually select that particular page. Alright, there is the my account endpoints. Once again, I would strongly recommend you leave this as it is. Basically this is the endpoint where the user will actually go to in order to, for example, you know, change their passwords, so lost passwords, or to edit their address, or to edit their accounts and view orders and whatnot. Registration options, enable registration on the checkout, yes. Enable registration on the my account page, I would enable that one as well. Display returning customers login reminder checkout. So basically when they are trying to log in and they actually logged into that page before, instead of actually having to type everything, they can just hit on the little button and they will actually save their email address and their username and password, so they do not have to enter it again. Account creation, automatically generate username from the customer email. Well, I guess you can leave that as enabled or disabled, this is totally up to you. And automatically generate custom password. Okay, I'll hit on save changes. And basically this is all to do with the accounts. Moving to the email tab, you'll find a lot of options here actually regarding the emails that you send to your customers. So right at the top we have a new order. So basically when a customer orders something, there's a particular email format that you can use here to send your customers an email informing them when the order has been cancelled, when the order is actually in the proceeding stages, when the order has completed, customer invoice, customer note, reset password and new account. So basically you can go through all of these options here, and email options are given here. So email template, you can use the header image if you would like, you know, the footer text, the colors and all that. So when there's a new order, you'll have to set up your email details here, and there's some code here as well. So basically this will enter some information straight from your site, and the order number here as well. Email heading, you can actually change that. Email type, depends whether or not you want to use HTML, plain text or multipart. Alright, so cancellation order. So when an order has been cancelled, you will send that information to the customer using the email, and basically you would enable or disable this as well. So basically those are notifications to your customers, so whoever is trying to purchase something. Or basically if you look at the last two options, this one here is actually reset password. So basically when a user has forgotten his or her password, they would actually receive an email once they actually try to reset the password. So this is something that's you probably done a lot of times, and basically there is the new account email as well. So when a new user registers, they will receive some sort of a email. Okay, so this is all about the emails. And now if we look into the webhooks, you can actually come here, and by clicking on add webhook, you would add a new webhook to your online store. Okay, so let's have a look at the main menu here. So we have the WooCommerce, we have the orders, we have the coupons, the reports, settings, which we're currently in, we have the system status and the add-ons. Also the next option there just below is the products. And the products, what we have is add product, add category, tags, shipping classes and attributes. So basically we'll use those two options here plus one more to set up our online store. So before we actually go into customizing and everything else, what I would like to do is go into system status, and here you'll find all the information regarding your online store. So you'll find your home URL and a lot of other information here, which can be sometimes very useful. And once again, if you're not sure of what each one of those is, there's a little question mark here. If you hover over that, it will give you some information that might be useful to you later on. Okay, so once we actually start building our online store, we'll actually go into products, and just like before, we'll create some different categories where we're going to put our different products. Okay, so this is how you'll go about starting your online store and setting the general settings.